Okay, and welcome back to Game 2 of the Bronze and Silver Division for the University Rumble 2017. So right off the bat, we see Darius, Eve, and Phi bans from the blue team, and we see Anivia, Kaylin, and Malphite bans. And I can only assume that none of these were target bans. Clearly, they thought the Caitlyn was a bit of an issue last game, which I agree with. The Caitlyn pressured the lanes extremely hard. They won bot lane, then they instantly transferred that to top lane. Caitlyn's just really good at kind of poking people out and taking towers, so no surprise that Caitlyn is taken out here. But for the rest of it, it's kind of interesting. I must assume that the people on the enemy team just they play a lot of Malphite, play a lot of Darius and stuff like that. Maybe Malphite is just more of like a bronze silver thing. I'm not too sure. But we do see the Ezreal Karma coming out and instantly responded with Hecarim and Lucian. Lucian obviously very mobile and versatile AD carry, and Hecarim also a strong, heavy farming jungler into pretty good flank opportunities, pretty good engages, and overall just a strong bruiser. Orianna coming out from the side of the blue team, and it was just a really all-round pick. You can blind pick it into basically anything. There's not really any hard counters to Orianna out there. And yeah, it's just definitely a good pick from the blue side. Leona and Galio. Now Galio, an extremely powerful pick, as we've seen in the MSI. And also just in general in solo queue, you'll notice that he's pretty much unkillable to a large extent. So we do see that coming out. And Leona, it just seems to be kind of the signature champion of the Venus Nibbler. And Xin Zhao is a pick which I do not see much of, but it does kind of have really strong early game ganks, and then he has like a fall-off period until mega late game. But yeah, we'll see if they actually lock in the Xin Zhao, and whether or not it's kind of go with this Swain pick here. Fei looking to play Swain for a second time tonight, and we'll have to see how the Galio does against that. Obviously, Galio is a pick that is very good against magic damage team compositions. So yeah, we will have to see how that goes. And the final pick, it appears to be a mid lane pick, so we get to see what they would like to pick into Orianna. There are a lot of like avenues that you can go, but I like to just see a control mage. Maybe, let me think, like a Ziggs, a Vladimir, Cassiopeia, Syndra, like stuff like that. Anything that can kind of take advantage of this massive, front line that the team already has, in terms of Galio, in terms of Leona and Hecarim. You just want something that can do damage from afar. Lux wouldn't be too bad here either. 15 seconds left, so they haven't truly decided what they want. And it's a Jinx mid lane? Or it's the Lucian mid lane. Very interesting pick. I think Orianna does very well against these kind of... does really well against like these oddball picks, but Lucian does have an opportunity to kind of ult in Orianna early. So we'll have to see how well they play the Lucian mid and how well they play the Orianna mid. It'll be a pretty explosive matchup in my opinion, and the more I think about it, I said before that they want kind of a control mage, and I do like the control mage option because you kind of get that kind of zone control. You can easily catch people off in the team fight while they're distracted by other things, but when you think about this Galio pick, when he's taunting everyone, that's a perfect opportunity for you to kind of bring in what's it called? Like you can kind of dash in and do like the max amount of damage with Jinx and Lucian. So definitely interesting to see that they've gone through this pathway where they want to try and get as much DPS as they possibly can. And this game, I would say they actually have a little bit of a lack of magic damage, but I suppose the Leona and Galio do enough magic damage that a simple armor stack won't necessarily get rid of their team's efficiency. Now, the other thing that I would like to see happen is I would like to see an early Executioner's Calling coming out from either Lucian or Jinx. Otherwise, if the Swain buys an early Rod of Ages, the GLP 800 into the Sonya's Hourglass, he's going to be pretty much unkillable. So either they buy that early executioner's calling, or they kind of keep him top lane and they fight 4 versus 4, which is probably a better idea if possible. Overall, I do like the team composition of the blue side a bit more, but I'm not sure how I feel about the Xin Zhao pick. I don't think it's very good, but I'm also the guy that said Skarner wasn't very good, and we know how that turned out in the Open Division finals. So let's see how it goes. In general, I think the red team is going to have a really hard time making proactive plays. They really have to kind of they really have to like rely on like the hard engage potential from the Leona, the Galio, and the Hecarim, but they don't really have any, so to speak, they don't have like a way of like kind of safely catching out people like that Lux Binding, like a Syndra Snare. They kind of have to expend very like all-in type of, they have to kind of all-in, and they have to like use these skill shots which are not necessarily so reliable. So we'll have to see how that goes. Yeah, I would like to have live streamed this, but I basically got told that this game was happening like 10 minutes before it happened, so unfortunately this is not being live streamed. I'm just kind of recording it and we'll upload it to YouTube straight after. So that is the main plan for me. 13 seconds until the game starts. Should be an exciting game too. Hopefully. The last game was kind of back and forth. I think the red side really had a chance to come back, but yeah, just a couple of missteps and everything kind of fell apart. It's kind of one of those times when you just kind of wish you had a co-caster and then you chat about meaningless things, but unfortunately no co-caster available for this particular cast, so I try not to have any lull periods once the game actually starts, but man, is it hard to find things to talk about when you have no co-caster and there's like the 3-minute delay. So we'll wait until the game starts and I will cast from that point onwards. But I definitely do not see myself being able to do that currently. And Tomato really letting the team down, in my opinion. Just look at him, he's the only one without a Booze B tag. Very disappointing outcome. Okay. Holy moly, the game like just jumped instantly. Alright, we'll go back to the start, see if anything happened, and we'll fast forward as well. Cool. So it looks like a fan from both teams. Galio's just AFK in the base as well, so obviously nothing gonna happen here. Oh, they're scouting it out, but Swain spots them out, and nothing is going to happen. Now it looks like it's going to be a Lucian mid with Ghost and Flash. Definitely not something I've seen before. They almost always take either a very offensive summon spell like Ignite, maybe Exhaust against certain matchups, and a heal or barrier, but yeah, Ghost is very interesting. It's going to impact his ability to kind of all in, but if he has the advantage and he goes in, that Ghost is going to be very useful in fight. So they just start off with the red buff, whereas Hecarim starts with the level 2 start from the Wraith Cap, and he's going to do red buff as well. Looking at the early wave, let's see who's going to get level 2 first, because it's a huge start. It does look like Jinx is going to get level 2. And he lands a massive combo with Leona, and it's going to be heal burn straight away. Don't take too much, and it looks like... Oh, he should not have taken that, and... Well, what's a huge advantage from the red side, he took too many tower hits, and all of a sudden, they are no longer in the lead despite such a huge early win. Now, Xin Zhao looking for that early level 3 gank. He has been spotted by a ward, but he did not react fast enough. Now, I think he's going to live. If he flashes, he might live. I don't think the Xin... One more auto attack! Is he going to get it? And he does get first blood! And that is a brilliant gank coming through from Xin Zhao. It's the one thing that this champion is actually good at, because he has no skill shots. If he's in range, he'll get that slow, and huge amounts of damage at level 3, a huge burst. This is what he needs to be doing with such a strong early game champion like Xin Zhao, and he's coming straight from mid lane. And he might have been spotted by this, he did not hug the wall, but it looks like Lucian is hugging the bot hand side. Oh no! Lucian! And this is what you get for not taking kill. And so if you actually go back a little bit, you can actually see that, let's see, let's change the, right side. Did Xin Zhao show up here? Or not? Yep, so he does show up, but I guess I don't blame him for not like showing that. But yeah, this is like a really big error. Like, there's no reason to kind of go towards this type of area when your Hecarim is already here. Like, even regardless of everything else, you know your Hecarim's here, so you're 100% safe if you dash downwards. And if Orianna chases you, it's at your own peril. Not to mention, I think he would have just won the 1v1 if he just went hard there, but whatever. So it is another kill, and yeah, this is kind of an issue with like not taking the heal on Lucian, right? If you were gonna go backwards, you may as well ghost it into the river, where you were completely safe. And it's a huge disaster because Orianna, once she gets ahead in a matchup like this, she'll do a little bit too much damage for Lucian to really deal with. Like your area of opportunity for Lucian at the start is during that early game where you have like a stronger kind of harass combo with your auto attacks. Before Orianna gets like kind of that low cooldown on her command attack. But I think Lucian's still going to be able to farm, so it should be fine, at least in that respect. And I'm boosted in terms of spectating, but we can always go back. Okay, so they're kind of laning normally. He gets like the blast cone and he goes in for the gank. He's going to switch to Karma, but he ran out, and it looks like Leona lands a very good stun, but there's not much she can do about it in terms of like following up. If he gets slowed again by Karma, this is going to be his death, but it looks like the speed is out, and oh no! Just enough range, probably had boots. No, he did not even have boots, so Leona's just really slow out walking. And then it's another kill from the Xin Zhao. And Lucian still has a little bit of advantage from his early game, and this is probably... he needs to do this while Orianna's mana is low, and she won't have enough mana to do the full combo with her ultimate. Lucian is, however, still 10 CS behind, so he needs to try and make something happen. He is landing a lot of these really good trick shots. Yeah, he'll be great if you could get kind of a little bit of assistance from Hecarim, like even if he came from behind where it's not warded, and he got like something from there, this would be very good. But the fact is, Orianna is kind of pushed in, she has flash, probably not going to die, at least at this particular point. And look at this zone, like, wave control from the side of Orianna. Like, she is deliberately keeping on the side of the, keeping the wave here, so that she can't get ganked. So a little bit like a 1500 gold lead in the 6 minute and 40 second mark. Um, no, it's nothing insurmountable. We've seen like bigger gold leads than this kind of getting overturned. So they just need to kind of scale. They do have a double attack damage carry composition. So just play towards that, get your farm on Jinx, get your farm on Lucian, and see if you can win once you get your tanks in the front lane. And if Hecarim actually manages to farm up, he is definitely, and I say this, definitely more useful than the Xin Zhao. I played enough Hecarim to know what happens when your Hecarim gets hell fed. So we'll have to see how that goes. That aside, it does look like the Lucian is slightly recovering. If he gets this entire wave, he can finally close that CS gap a little bit more. But he's missing CS! Unlucky. Okay, now we get to see if this gank will do anything. I actually think this is a really bad gank. But, you know, we'll have to see. I don't think there's enough damage for them to kill it. And he barely lives. Will he get the ultimate? Nice kill! And I just have to think that Swain got a little bit unlucky, and also he just didn't flash. So I think the Galio, in terms of how long it takes him to arrive, it is dependent on how far away he is. So Swain probably just didn't think that he will come down straight away like that, which I can understand. It looks like the thing did not move on its own, so let's go back 15 seconds and we'll view what happened bot lane for that kill to happen. So Xin Zhao here yet again, but at this exact timing she goes in! And this is a disaster for Leona. She has no flash, and the Jinx can only do so much damage. She even got all of the auto attack stuff, and it just wasn't enough to save Leona. And the other bad thing about this is if Xin Zhao wants to come in from behind here, there's no ward here, so he can just go over, or it's going to get warded now. He can go in from behind and tower dive. But Hecarim is coming out to kind of scout that out. Is he taking the blue buff, or is he going for the dive? We are about to find out. So he is going for this. Xin Zhao should actually win the fight, but we're going to see if Hecarim tries to actually fight here, or if he just tries to smite away the buff. Smite it away! Oh no. So he just got level 6 off that, but Lucian ultimate coming through, and that is a shutdown. And this is exactly what Lucian needed in order to come back in this lane. Now with the red buff, and now with that kill actually, he's going to be able to close that 16 CS disadvantage. And now would be a pretty good time for him to kind of get some cheeky auto attack stuff onto Orianna. But without having the all-in potential from the culling, I don't think there'll be any kills per se. But definitely, Lucian does have a better shot in this lane now than what he had to deal with previously. Jinx still, you know, 15 CS behind, but it's not too relevant. The important thing is that she does just get her farm in, so that she can build that general Infinity Edge Zeal combo. Now, I know some people like to kind of go the Blade of the Rowan King build on this champion, and I think it's fine. We'll just have to see what he does. He does have the Cull as well, so even though there's a 12 CS differential here, if she finishes her Cull, she'll be completely fine. And Karma is completely out of mana, so this is actually a chance to win. And the TP comes out first, so they do have the initiative, they do have the advantage, but it's just taken a little bit too long for this teleport to kind of finish channeling. And this is a chance for them to push the top wave and really get that advantage. I don't think, I mean, they have two options here. They can either kind of go for the dive, which is probably not going to work out with the flash available on Ezreal, and no prepped wave here as well. But getting this dragon is definitely very, very good for this team, considering firstly they want to deny it from the Swain, which does have mana issues. Orianna has a few mana issues. So yeah, definitely good if they can secure it, and they do get it. So this is going to help with the laning phase quite significantly. And Lucian going in with another ultimate, and this is a kill for Karma. So what actually was a kind of botched teleport attempt has translated into a dragon and also a kill. And the Swain, if he does not get this tower, then we can say that this trade was completely worth it on the red side team. Despite Galio falling a little bit further behind, he should be able to kind of sustain through that lane, push it away from the turrets. So yeah, it's definitely not going down in this wave, and I think that is perfect for the red side team. And actually, the Swain does not have the mana to really do anything. Like Galio, he just needs to get out of here, and he'll be fine. But Ignite coming in, and Lucian is dead. I think he got his dash cancelled, unfortunately. And this is what you get when you take Ghost instead of Heal. Like, there's nothing you can do in the scenario where they just stalling you. You don't have that combat summoner available to you. And this is also an issue with not respecting like the ball range, you know? You have to position yourself so that you can't get ultimated by that. So I'm sure Lucian will learn his lesson, but you know, Orianna now does have that 30 CS advantage, does have the level advantage, and probably a gold advantage too. And Lucian still does not have his Blade Born King done yet, so he can't really seem to pressure Orianna. And Xin is setting up a solid camp here. Okay, Galio is going to die, but will the Hecarim be able to clean up here? And I think he will be able to. This should be Xin going down, and a 1-for-1 trade coming out, and I'm not sure who necessarily wins out here, but the Hecarim getting a few kills, getting close to that Trinity Force is always going to be a good thing. And Lucian getting his ultimate through, and he does get that tap there, and Karma is dead yet again. Oh, and he lands a massive max range Zenith Blade, and he misses the ultimate. So, what could have potentially been a kill if no one else was ready for. Oh, it was never going to be killed because it's TP. But what could have been another summoner burn from Ezreal is a botched Leona Solar Flare. But definitely good for Lucian to kind of pick up these kills with his roaming down. But you can see he's really losing like the mid lane now. Orianna just has a little bit too much lane pressure with that extra kill, with the extra CS, with that extra advantage in the experience. And as expected, Jinx is not a very dominant laner, so you know, even like a slight CS differential would actually be a bit of a win for Jinx. Probably the most interesting thing that I'm seeing here is that Galio's decided to go with the Armor Rush, despite the fact, oh, that is very bad. And he just simply did not expect the Ezreal ultimate, as he did not try to juke it, and he did not flash or heal. So once again, it looks like the bot lane from Faye and friends have won the lane, and this is going to be another first Tower of Blood for them, and this is going to increase that gold advantage from 20,400, you know, 2,400 gold to probably a 3,000 gold. And Leona kind of just being tanky and not really accomplishing much. I mean, this is kind of the problem with the team comp that the red team is drafted. It's not very proactive. Like, they just like need to kind of scale once they've fallen behind. They should be decent in team fights, but you know, this Orianna having such a huge CS lead is definitely not good. But in terms of the tanks, I think that Ressa has the advantage. Galio obviously one of the premier tanks available right now, so we're just gonna have to see. We're just gonna have to see if Galio can outscale kind of the tanks in the enemy team. It's at this point where like I kind of argue that if Lucian had not have gotten those kills, if he had not have gotten the Ocean Drake, he would have been pushed out of lane a lot harder than he currently is. I mean, it is kind of ironic that, like, you know, Xin Zhao is so good against Galio, even though Galio built Frozen Fist as his first item, and Hecarim really can't face check boots. But will they get a good flank off? And it looks like they will. And red buff kind of helping out the Xin Zhao, but he is squishy. He does not have any tanky stats, it's just full damage. And it's gonna be another tower going down. They get the kill, but they lose the turret. I mean, like, what I think about what needs to happen for this team to win the game, they just need to farm. But that is a very, very good stun. Leona should have ulted a lot earlier to get the chain stuns, but this should probably give them enough to kind of defend that mid lane turret for now. The Lucian is kind of fed, but he still hasn't finished his Blade Zone King yet. It's unfortunate, and Jinx is still trying to finish that call. But I say once they hit like kind of Lucio and like big item breakpoint, that's when they should start fighting and seeing if they can get a few team high kills. In like in a vacuum, I would say that the blue team should be able to snowball out a win from this position. But in reality, if they throw and throws do occur at this type of game, it would be a very easy opportunity for them to kind of yeah, it'll be a very easy opportunity for them to kind of come back with their superior late game team fight scaling. My only concern is how good Ninja Tabai is against the entire team composition of the red side. I think Swain should actually build this Ninja Tabai, and then he'll probably be unkillable too. I mean, apparently this top lane fight is the most exciting thing happening. They don't realize that the dragon's being taken, or they just don't want to fight. I don't think they should be fighting, to be honest. They just don't have a way of really winning a team fight right now without getting kind of that numbers advantage. And Earthdrake isn't the most, like, you know, combat effective stat. So they can kind of let it go. And now it looks like Lucian's kind of coming in. If this guy doesn't recall right now, he might be dead to Lucian. And it does. Oh, Ghost Lucian! This is some good memes. I swear to God, if this guy lives, I'm gonna be so disappointed. Okay, wow. Like, I'm gonna be honest, like, we're going back here. Like, yeah, you're running through here, you have Ghost. First of all, like, don't Ghost here. Like, what is the point of ghosting? And secondly, like, you still have your Ghost active, and, like, this probably isn't even warded, but you know it's here. Like, you know what you do here? Just dash in, auto-attack, Q him. Don't use your ultimate, there's no point. It's like, E auto Q, dead. You don't need to use your ultimate here. And then, like, even after this, you just wave is here. So all you have to do is Lucian just walk here, like here, to cut them off. Like, walk here. Not here, here. Walk this direction to cut them off. And yeah, so basically, that is Lucian. Oh, and he could have, like, auto-attacked this to get the, you know, the double attack passive, and then he would have got the kill. Oh man, I'm so tilted. Unlucky. So meanwhile, they kind of unleashed Rift Herald because of the numbers advantage. And the fact that, holy moly. Yeah, this is a good, like, engage here. They have no choice, otherwise they lose town. But it looks like they're just gonna lose anyway, so maybe it's not a good call after all. And it just seems like the blue side team just have a superior macro knowledge and I would say better laning as well in general, which is very unfortunate. But will Galio be able to turn this around? We have 2 attack damage carries kind of attacking, but now that Swain is here and he's extremely tanky, he should be able to kind of stop them going. He's holding his ultimate, he doesn't want to waste it early. And Galio going in with almost no HP. Xin Zhao going in, Ezreal Alkin shifting in. Jinx, she is going to get the reset, but she is going to go down to the Slain area of effect damage, and Leona goes down, and Slain gets the final Torment tick onto Jinx, and all of a sudden, everyone is dead except Hecarim, and this could very well be another tower going down in the bot lane, and possibly an inhibitor, number 2. And this is disaster for the red side team. If a 7,800 gold lead isn't enough to kind of deter you, then maybe another tower going down will start to spell the doom of the red side team. And if this goes down, then there's absolutely no saving it. They need to go in right now, and they are in fact going in, but then Swain is just too tanky, there's too much damage coming in, there's no follow-up, and Swain is just life-stealing away with his ultimate, and Jinx is still trying to go, and Swain is still not dead because of this hourglass, and Ezreal going ham. Will he get it? Yes, he does. Lucian, he wants to make something happen, but he just does not have the damage, and this is going to be another tower going down, another inhib down, and they might even be able to end here with 20 seconds remaining on the death timers. But I think they should just play it safe. I think they just recall and wait for the 2 pressures here, take the towers, take the Baron, and end the game. There is no reason for you to rush here. You know that this game is in the bag. And it just seems like they were a little bit too antsy to make the play. I mean, they did need to make a play, but I don't think everyone was on the same page. They needed to wait for more people to come in. A series of slight mechanical misplays and macro outsteps allows for the blue side team to get 2 inhibitors in a row, and also accrue an 11,000 gold advantage. And this is probably all but over outside of a massive Baron throw from the side of the blue team. And they don't even need to do that. All they need to do is just, come on, go through top lane and take these towers, triple inhib and end the game. But if they want to go for this Baron right now, there is no vision from the red side team. And even if they do, if there's a good turn coming out, then that's a good game anyway. And they are going to go for it. And they didn't realize that there's a ward here. So this is a one and only chance for the red side team to kind of come back here. Now, if they manage to somehow get an ace and a steal here, then they still have a chance. But will he? No! He gets snared! And that is going to be the end of the Baron buff. Orianna does not die. She gets a massive shockwave. And they have to run away. But no, Leona goes down. Hecarim goes in as the last fear champion. He knows he has to go in, but he goes down immediately. And Lucian is no more. And with only 2 people left to defend against 2 inhibitors down, and also Baron buff, there is no chance for this team to possibly defend outside of some kind of Nexus tower dive, outside of the Fountain tower dive. And yes, it looks like we are about to see the new champions of the Bronze and Silver division. Jinx is trying to defend the rest of her base, but she is alone. Leona's back up. Just save your KDA, because your base cannot be saved. Good game! And congratulations to our new Bronze and Silver champions for 2017 UWA University Rumble. Thanks for watching.